This is Pam again. Just wanted to add this video. This is part 2 of our workshop pouch. And actually, I want to change the name of it. It's just going to be a slow stitch workshop because you may not want to make a pouch. So I want to show you how far I've gotten on this project. I actually didn't mean to finish it before the retreat, but I got crazy busy and did finish it. So originally I had wanted to make this into a zipper pouch, and I decided that I would add this flap, and then after I finished it I decided I needed to put straps. And the reason I added the straps is that if I want to take this with me, I can just put it over my shoulder instead of actually carrying in my hand. So I thought that would be useful. So today I wanted to go over the next steps. So you have assembled your pieces, you've identified your blocks that you want to add, and then what I like to do is, before I start adding any kind of embroidery stitches on the blocks, I like to decide what do I want to attach. Now that doesn't mean you have to wait. I mean, have to do it all at this time. You can do it later. It's just that when I first did my project on my pouch over here, what I did was I ended up adding things, and then I had already stitched underneath the elements, and which is fine, but just to save you some time and trouble is to gather what you want on your project first. I also added another what's this called? I think braided fabric, and I thought this would be really cute. You just take this and wrap this around. So there we go. So again, I wanted to go over some elements. So this is a fussy cut flower. I attached it and I did thread painting. So let me show you what thread painting is. It's really easy. You can sew as much thread as you want, or you can just simply do some outlines just for enhancement. You don't have to thread it completely. I have done this before, and it is fun, but it takes a lot of time. I also added seed stitch. I added this, which is actually like back stitches, and then I just whipped the thread around the existing back stitch. I added a little bit more. This is a little bit piece of fabric, and I added some lazy daisies. We've got more of the whipped back stitches. This is just, let me see if I can get this in the screen here. This is just straight stitches, and same here, just straight stitches. More seed stitching right here, which once you do that, it just feels really, really good. It makes the fabric more substantial. And then on this one here, I went ahead and added some little French knots, and I had no pattern. I just started creating, and then I decided I didn't like that color thread, so I added some more green, which I just kind of whipped it around. This is button stitches. These are a little bit of fly stitch with some more straight stitches. It's just kind of a cool little elements on that. And on this piece here, this is buttonhole stitch. And another thing I did at the end of this, when I finished putting my elements on, I decided I wanted to well, I originally started doing the buttonhole stitch on the edges, as you can see here. I started doing that, but I didn't like how it looked, and I had an issue with the piece up here. It wasn't laying correctly. So I decided to add a binding type piece on it, which also gave me a little more room inside the pouch. It's like right there. So it's a little bit more room on the side. You can see what I did. I just stitched it on both sides, and it gave just a tad bit more room inside. So to help you get more ideas, let me show you some other examples. Now, this is something that you'll do when you're home, not at the retreat. We won't be able to get it to this stage. I think I've showed you this in a previous video, but I wanted to show you some of the elements. I have yo-yos, I have trim, I have more buttonhole stitches, straight stitches. I did a little outline stitch with French knots. I've added some lace pieces. I fussy cut a little butterfly. This is I think it's a fly stitch. I think it might be another name for that. But I'll have a list of stitches that you can use. And then here's another piece of lace that I attached, beads. And this one has the binding stitch as well. But this time I kind of did this one different. I added the binding, and then I stitched them on the end. Like, let me show you that. So that's another way to do it. This has, I did some lazy daisy stitches around edging. This one, I have no idea what you'd call this. I just kept doing stitches. So that was fun. These are cross stitches. If you can see that. More cross stitches. And then some more. And again, I didn't draw these. I just did them loosely, but you can actually put patterns and outlines. You can find pieces. You don't have to think it up yourself. And then I added buttons. I found this, I had this cute jewelry. It made earrings, so I added that on there. I put a little bow. It's just really fun to do that. So what I really would like to recommend if you want to start one of these projects is to start small. And you can do a small pouch, or you can do a needle holder. And this is the needle holder that I created. And if you want to do that, as you can see, it's much smaller and you have less space that you have to start thinking about what to put on. And that is both the fun and stressful. You just have to, you know, have a little bit more thinking about it. No pattern. So that's why it's a little bit more challenging. And the real reason why I started and I wanted to make this bag, because I want to take my projects with me. And this one is a little too big. Plus I use this at home. And then I created this bag. It was actually another one. It was my second bag I finished. And it was definitely bigger. However, what's really fun about this is that I keep this at home, but this bag, it stores my knitting. So I have this fingerless glove. I have to make one more, so it holds that in here. I have another bag that I use in here to hold my elements, and this was actually a bag from one of the cruises. And while I was on the cruise, I happened to have some extra thread. And I also had, I also purchased some fabric when I was in Hawaii, some batiks. So this was really, really fun. And in here holds my crochet hooks. And then inside the bag holds my yarn and the glove I'm working on. So that's really fun. And this other one that I made while I was on a cruise, I had brought the elements with me. I did not finish the design. I just had the base fabric. And then I had various threads and colors. I did actually create this before I went. I wanted to make a simple little pouch, but then I decided to make it into a drawstring pouch, which was very fun. And I also made more braided fabric ties. And this little bag, stores my next project. Now this is needle tatting. And the fun thing about making various items like crocheting and needle tatting is you can add it to your projects instead of having to go out and find all this stuff, because not everybody has a bunch of supplies of such things. Here are some more examples. Here is a heart. I had joined a heart swap, and we made hearts for each other. We got various people signed up, and I had 6 ladies, so we all exchanged hearts. And I was going to make a fabric book out of this, and this is as far as I've gotten, but it's still on the project list. And I have the other 6 I need to add to this, and I thought they'd make a really cute little fabric book. And here's another one that I had started. And what I want to show you here is the thread painting. This one I did a little bit more extensive. I did leave some space open, but I filled it in more than I did the other one. And it is really fun. And one of the cool things about doing this is that if you have a flower and the flower doesn't match your project color theme, you can actually change the color by painting it with thread. On this one, I have, I think I need to finish this piece here. I haven't finished that one. Here's some more. And I put those fussy cut flowers along with some lace, and I added this little bird. So this one is, again, don't know where I'm going to put it, but it's good practice. And I want to make a book, like I said, to store these pieces in. I had joined a project with Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Now these 2 ladies are amazing, and if you want some inspiration, definitely look for Roxy's Creations. That's who got me inspired. And this project was called Field Notes. Now I haven't really gone much further on it. I created the book, and here's the front and the back. And then after I did that, I realized it was a little too small for the project. So that's basically what kind of stopped it, because I'm rethinking it. And what it was is you get prompts, and you just make each page dependent upon the prompt. And one of them was spring bulbs. So I started this one, and then I realized I really wanted to have the book a little bit bigger. If I wanted to put all the elements on it, it was too small. So I will at some point finish this. I think it has 4 other prompts, so I'll get back to that one day. And then another project I have, and the reason why I have these projects is it's just so much fun creating these. It's just fun. And now this is going to be a bag for Christmas. So I'm going to make this and give it as a present, Christmas present. And I'll probably get back on that in the next few months so that I can have it ready for Christmas. This one was basically just putting the blocks down and then adding the stitches. It doesn't have much other elements, such as beads and lace, any other elements, but I can always add other items to it. Again, this is just stitches, and another really fun stitch is to make a spiral. Spiral is really fun. It's best if you draw it, unless you're really good at following spirals. It can be a mess, because I you know, I have messed it up, but it's really fun to do. So these are some examples, and I hope that this will help you to get started. Again, we will start doing the layering and invisible stitching, and then the next step will be deciding on what elements and items you want to add to your project. I do have another project that I will be starting. That's going to be later. I need to make a video on that. And the real reason about starting these projects is that I'm actually using up things I have. So this one's crazy. So I have, this is a, you know, if any of you have gone to those twist by painting or whatever, those little evening get-togethers to go make a painting and everyone paints the same thing. Well, okay, what do you do with it if you're not really liking it? Like, I thought I did a great job on the top of the thatched roof there, but I didn't like how this turned out. So I took it off the frame and cut it, and it's canvas, and it's really nice. So I've decided that I'm going to make it to be a book cover. Now, this is one of those reusable planners, and it has where you would buy a planner and you just slip it right in. And I'm thinking, how nice would that be to use to store my project list? So I'm going to make a book cover to go on this, and that's going to be a future project. I just wanted to let you know if you're interested. If you would like to join me with that, that will be something coming up soon. Okay, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask me. And I hope that you will have as much fun as I do in these fun slow stitch projects.